I was asked to try to tell you how I got reconnected to this college, the School of Mathematics and the College of what I call PSAM, Physical Science and Applied Math. I still say that. Somebody gave me a research study called Rising Above the Gathering Storm. If you haven't read that, I'm going to suggest to all of you that you read that study. It was an act that was signed by President Bill Clinton in 1994, say, Educate America First 2000. And one of the goals was that by the year 2000, America would be #1 in science and math. America would be #1 in science and math. You want to take a guess where we stand? I'm going to talk K through 12. The people in this room are an exception, higher education. But K through 12, we rank 25 out of 34. So I'm delighted to see so many people taking an interest in math. And #1, by the way, is the Shanghai province of China, and most far eastern countries far exceed the United States. We have a lot to do, but it was that study, Rising Above the Gathering Storm, that precipitated my involvement in getting back involved in the college, not only involved financially, but accepting invitations like this, and I could not be more honored to go to speak to this group because this is a fantastic group. As I look to the future, I know your generation is probably a little bit more idealistic, a little bit more liberal than my generation when we're coming along, and that's great. We need that idealism. One of my favorite quotes came from a man in history that all of you have heard of, named Sir Winston Churchill. And he said in one of his favorite speeches, he said, if you're not liberal when you're young, you have no heart. If you're not conservative when you're old, you have no brain. And that liberal thought, and I don't mean politically, but that excitement to go out and chart new courses and try to do new things, I only commend you for that, and I think it's fantastic. I thought a little bit about the job market that you're about to enter, and I know it's a lot more difficult than when I graduated from state. We have been through a very difficult time, and I can only tell you that this degree is going to put you in front of the line. But it's not going to be easy. I used to manage, I retired December 31st of the year 2010, just recently, and I was managing over $100 million. And the year 2008 was probably the worst year of my life. The Dow Jones in 8 days was down 22%. The Standard & Poor 500, and for those of you from North Carolina, that is not a NASCAR race, that's the index. Don't stop that. The Standard & Poor 500 from its peak to its trough was down 50%. One Monday morning, I got up and I was working for Wachovia Securities. On Friday, I was working for Citigroup. And on Monday morning, I was working for Wells Fargo. Now, that's how dramatic it was during the collapse of the financial markets in the year 2008. I hope that some of you, maybe those of you majoring in financial mathematics, can go back and look at that and help us prevent that from happening again. But I'm going to tell you one thing that got me through that, and it's a piece of advice that has really served me well throughout my life. I tell my children that. I'm going to suggest that you think about this, maybe even write it down. Every morning when you get up, you've got one of two decisions to make. One of those decisions is you're going to let how you feel control what you do, or you're going to let what you do control how you feel. Let me say that one more time. Every morning when you get up and look in the mirror, you've got one of two decisions. You're going to say, I'm going to let how I feel control what I do. And that's not good sometimes. Or you can let what you do control how you feel. During the year 2008, Citigroup fell, Freddie Mac fell, Fannie Mae fell, General Motors fell, Merrill Lynch was bought by Bank of America, my company was bought by Wells Fargo, General Motors was bought by the United States government, AIG. We had a total collapse of the financial markets. That philosophy, had I not practiced that every day and just went out and said, I'm going to let what I do every day control how I feel, because if I did the other, I could not have gone out of bed, gotten out of bed, and did the work. A positive mental attitude is critical to your success. To me, it's more critical than your academic achievement. When I first got into sales, I was a big reader. I'm still a voracious reader, but one person that I love to read is Zig Ziglar. Zig Ziglar said, he said, every time somebody says no, and for those of you that already have jobs and going to graduate school, then they congratulate you. For those of you that don't, remember these words from Zig Ziglar. He said, every time somebody says no, stand up and holler, because you're that much closer to somebody saying yes. And the other thing he said, and think about this, it's almost an alliteration, but it's not your aptitude, but it's your attitude that controls your altitude. That's a mouthful. It's not your aptitude, but your attitude that controls your altitude. And that's to take nothing away from academic achievement. Mix that with that very, very positive attitude. I ran for public office last year. I got 49.85. Now, when I say that, that's a fancy way of saying I lost. I learned that in the School of Applied Mathematics. For a college student, America, 49.85%. I lost by 15 votes. But let me tell you something else. It took me 5 years to get a 4-year degree from this college, a degree in applied mathematics. And I'm standing here in front of you and tell you I'm a winner. I got a degree from one of the toughest schools in this country, and I might say, in my opinion, one of the toughest schools at NC State University. I say that to tell each of you that you're a winner, and you believe that you're a winner, and go forward with that attitude. You're going to be tested. You're going to have a lot of tests. And I'm going to share with you, when I was at the Air Force Academy, we had an honor code that said, we don't lie, cheat, or steal, or tolerate those among us who do. My first exam at the United States Air Force Academy, the professor handed me an examination, handed the whole class an examination, and as he was walking out the door, he turned. He said, by the way, you're taking 2 tests today. I kind of flinched. He said, one is on the content of the material, the other one's going to be on your integrity. He said, if you've got to fail one, be sure it's the content. Do not ever compromise your integrity. When I go back to the failures of 2008 and the collapse of the financial market, which is still hurting us today, I saw the collapse of integrity in a lot of institutions. The Bible says, one of my favorite verses is, a good name is rather to be chosen than great riches. You can lose your money, you can go back to work. You can lose your job, you can find another. But if you ever lose that good name, it's going to be hard to restore. So keep in mind that your name is more important than anything you've got. In conclusion, every time I say that, I think about the man that went to church, and the sermon went on and on and on and on, kind of like I'm doing. And the preacher just would not stop. It went on and on and on, and finally the guy got up to walk out, and the preacher said, "Sir, where are you going?" He said, "I'm going to get a haircut." He said, "Why didn't you go before church?" He said, "I didn't need it before church." So, in conclusion, let me give you a philosophy of life that I've got. And again, it's something that might be different from you, but we all try to define happiness. And I'm going to tell you how I define happiness as you go forward. Happy today is graduating. But long term, to me, happiness is having someone to love, something to do, and something to look forward to. Someone to love, something to do, and something to look forward to. Who do you got to love? The Lord your God and your family. What do you have to look forward to? Coming back to this great university and celebrating. And what do you have to do? You've got this magnificent degree to take you forward to higher levels. You're going to take a lot away from this college, but let me challenge you to give back a part of what you've taken. And be committed to not just being a graduate, but come back to your alma mater and support the young people that need your support in teaching them the importance of a degree in math and science. Thank you so much for this opportunity to speak to you, and onward and upward with the class of 2011.
Thank you, Dr. Starr, for these inspiring words. Now we come to the heart of the matter. We'll start by handing out the awards. Our students are the best in the nation, so naturally they're getting lots of awards. So, yeah.
I'm going to use the rock and roll microphone. And so it's my honor to be giving out awards and diplomas to people. Am I holding it okay? Everybody's hearing? Okay, it's not the right spot. Good. And the first thing that I did after he started talking was I turned off my cell phone. The first thing we're going to do is give out the awards, and these awards are given out first. Each department, each of the 5 departments nominates 3 people, and one in each category, and then the college chooses the winners, the best, the most outstanding students in the college in these particular categories. And we are honored to have 2 of the awards. 2 of the 3 awards were given to this department, but the first one was a nominee, Zachary Clausen. Would you please come down and we'll give you a certificate? Oh, you can applaud as much as you want. And we think we were robbed of the overall award in research. It was research with Bob Martin and RU at Cornell is why he was given the award. The next one that I would like to announce is Patrick White. And he was nominated by me, and he contributed quite a lot to the swim club sport. It's a club sport, which is not athletics, but it's what students participate in if they want to just do anything, the sailing club and the swimming club and that sort of thing. And also, he's a Caldwell Fellow. I don't know, did Janice come today? No, okay. I'm sure Janice comes. She runs the Caldwell Fellows. The third one, and both of these are being awarded the award by the college, right? So this is the next one is Rebecca Mouse, and she's taking PhD level analysis. That's the second course in analysis that graduate students take. Topology, manifold theory, complex analysis, lots of big words there. So congratulations. And we will hold the students down here until you get your pictures taken, by the way. So if you want to take pictures, the other thing about pictures is Shayma Bennett is taking pictures of everybody, and we will post those on the web and announce that via an email message once it's posted. We are usually pretty quick. I hate Monday, we should be out. So next, I'm going to show you, let's show them the inside of one of these diploma covers. What this piece of paper says is if you've paid all your bills, that's including parking tickets, and passed all your classes, you will be mailed your diploma to the address that you put on your application in about 2 or 3 months, at least before Christmas. All right?
If you don't pay your bills, it might be 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, you gotta pay all your bills. So, what I'm going to do is ask all the students to come down because I don't want you to trip over your people as you're getting your diploma cover. But all of the people that are getting Bachelor of Science in Mathematics, the regular math students, come on down to the front and stand over here to my left, to your right. And that way we don't have a bunch of people. And then you can go sit down as you're getting your diploma cover. Keep things from being too jumbled up. And while they're doing that, I want to say that it is, I'm going to kind of let my feelings dictate what I do today because I'm very proud of these students. They've worked very hard for their degrees, and it's a very mixed day for me. I'm very happy for them to get their degree, very sad to see them.
No idea.
So our first degree goes to Jacqueline Bear from Thomasville, North Carolina. She's second major in math education, so she's going to help the K-12 girls probably, right? All you have to do is say, wait, and we'll hold her down here long. We'll have to see that. Shannon Barone from Waxhaw, North Carolina. Okay. We'll be down here after the ceremony too, because we like our pictures there. West, Kayas, I'm going to mess up his one name. Asa Boina from Raleigh, North Carolina. Bratton from Wilmington, North Carolina. The next person on the list is Brandon Brown from Charlotte, North Carolina. Just want to make sure your family got it. You still taking pictures? Got it? Okay. And the next person on the list is Kristen Cass-Stevens. She's going to come. And then the next one is Brian Shizeski. Not here. Walter Cutts is here. Angela Hendrick. Get them all? I don't know. I see a cluster of cameras up there.
Come back.
You gotta come back. They're still holding their cameras up. You gotta look up there and see when the cameras go down there. One more. Okay, got it. Mark Jane from Brevard, North Carolina. The accelerated bachelor's master's in financial math, so you can stay here for a little bit longer. Sager Johnson is the next on the list. I like to announce everybody's name just in case. Oh, he did come. Good, good. And next one is Simi Kim from Seoul, South Korea. Ashley King from Gibsonville, North Carolina. Our student is, next candidate is Stuart Kyle from Chapel Hill. With his wife and 1.5 children, right? 2 soon. Rebecca Mouse from Smithfield, North Carolina, valedictorian. I could go on about University Scholars, Math and Honors, and Scholarly Achievement Award. Great. Cassie McLean from Western North Carolina. Second major, Math Education. Allison O'Neill from Columbia, Maryland, and Nicholas Philippe from Swansboro, North Carolina, and Michael Schuster from Raleigh, North Carolina. And Michael has a certificate for the honors program. Joseph Sims from Granite Falls, North Carolina. And West Leslie Springs. I think he was the first one to get here this morning. 7 o'clock in the morning, and Niagara Falls, and North Carolina. Serena Sunderland, Durham, North Carolina. Next one is Callie T. from Cherryville, North Carolina. Next one is Heather Thompson from Newport, Virginia. I still see some cameras up. You guys okay?
We have all the time to
We have plenty of time. Kelta Wallace from Williamston, North Carolina. Wallace. Why'd you stop?
Okay.
Very good. Ashley Walls is next from Gastonia, North Carolina. Philosophy and math, double major. And next, your math?
It's not on the program.
Huh?
My name's on the program.
Name's not in the program, this is sure.
Adam Knock.
Okay, so Adam Knock. I can tell we were missing one because we were so excited. I'm so sorry about not getting the name of the program. So Bachelor of Science in Applied Mathematics is next. So I asked all the applied math students to come on down. First on the list is Timothy Canty. Second on the list is Zachary Foster. You know, he's here across Zachary from India, North Carolina. Math Honors Program, University Scholars Program, Economic and Research. Rebecca Cummey. Zhao Zhao Luz, Gal's not here today. Let's see, Allison Melton. Very good. All right, thanks. And the last person on the list is Patrick White. And he has an honors program certificate.
No, that's not.
Not yours? Well, whoever has Patrick White's certificate, this is what he looks like. And I think it's a big round of applause for the graduates. And I think the parents contributed greatly to student success here. So thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Jim. So next will be Ernie Sittinger, who will hand out the graduate degree.
I'm going to start with the financial math master student, Jeff Sprague's program, and Richard Carter, Alfredo Parra, Alfredo from Buenos Aires, Argentina, Dita Gandhi, Maria Jovita, John Joe Lee. John Joe is from Zhengzhou, China. Sheng Li. Sheng is from Langzhou, China. Han Lu. She's from Changchun, China. Marwa Nasvarana. He's from Kingwale, Rwanda. And he has a position at Credit Suisse. Liming Pond. Owen Quinn. He is from Guangdong, China. Surendra Samant. Quinn Chi. And finally, Keys Wong. Okay, so we also have a bunch of our own master's students getting degrees in mathematics. Every one of these folks is going to continue on for their PhD. So, Stephen Britt, Zach Kentz, Zach is from Moorhead, Minnesota. He went to college in Concordia College in Minnesota, and he's working with Tom Banks. Nicole Panza. I have to say, this line on her is just about like myself. She's from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. She went to college in Westminster, PA. That's about 8 miles from my hometown. And she's working with Jim Selgrave. Carrie Ram. Clay Thompson. Clay's from Harrodsville, North Carolina. He went to UNC. And he saw better though. And he's also working with Tom Banks. Stephen Adams. Stephen's from Palm Verde. He went to undergraduate school at Florida State, and he got his master's degree at Ohio State. He's working with Moen. Michael Davidoff. Michael's from Norwood, New Jersey. He went to the College of New Jersey. Greg Dempsey. Greg went to Bluefield, is from Bluefield, West Virginia, went to Concord College up there, and he's also working with Mohan Butcher. Yin Yang. He's from Hebei, Wuhan, the People's Republic of China, and he's working with Mohan Pusha. And we also have a number of folks getting their PhDs, so I'd like to announce those two. Karen Bliss. Karen's from St. Louis. She went to the University of Missouri at Rolla. She worked with Tom Banks and Ian Tran, and she has a postdoc at West Point. Carrie Humber. Carrie's from Memphis. He went to undergraduate school here at State. He worked at Kazi Ito. And he has a position at the Naval Surface Welfare Center in Panama City, Florida. Kristen Abernathy. Kristen's from Salisbury. She went to Catawba College and got her master's degree at Wake Forest, and she worked with Jesus Rodriguez, and she has a position at Winthrop University. And Zach Abernathy. Zach is from Louisville, North Carolina. He went to Wake Forest as an undergraduate. He also worked with Jesus, and he also has a position at Winthrop. You may realize that they're married. Lindsay Bosco. Lindsay's from Elkhorn, Wisconsin. She went to Elizabethtown College in Pennsylvania. She worked with me. Let's see, she's going to West Liberty College in West Virginia. Jonathan Dunbar. Jonathan is from Durham. He went to ECU for his bachelor's degree and for his master's degree. He worked with Kailash Misra and Nyan Jain, and he's also going to West Liberty University, and they are going to be married in July. Kristen Stagg. She's from Irvine, California. She went to UC Santa Barbara for her bachelor's degree and Cal State Long Beach for her master's. She worked with me. And she's going to go to the University of Texas at Tyler. And I've been instructed I need to do this.
Is that it? Sure. Okay.
Thank you, Ernie. So this concludes our program for today. I would like to highlight the faculty who are here. If they would stand up so that we can give them a round of applause. Finally, I would like to thank all the staff who made this event possible. In particular, I would like to thank Di Bucklet and all the other staff who have been helping out to make this possible. We have refreshments outside. You will be here for pictures or anything you want us to do. Maybe not stand on my hat. But, Please stay around, socialize, and congratulations to you all.